The charity gala glittered under crystal chandeliers. Adrian Vance, the director of national intelligence, was there. His presence cast a chill over the opulent ballroom. He suddenly dropped his fork onto his plate. The sharp sound sliced through the polite chatter. Dancers on the stage froze in mid-motion. The young president, barely 20, started to cry. The powerful matriarch ignored the boy. She carefully asked what had displeased the director. Adrian Vance did not answer her directly. His cold gaze swept over the young performers. He remarked that their display was utterly boring. His voice was quiet yet carried across the room. This single comment made everyone's blood run cold. Director Vance was the most powerful man in the country. His influence far exceeded the young president's. He had secured the matriarch's power after her husband's death. Adrian was known to be ruthless and unpredictable. His demand was a clear signal of his desire. This was strange for a man publicly known to be impotent. A war injury had supposedly left him that way. Many powerful men had offered him companions before. All were sent back untouched and in perfect condition. People assumed power was his only true passion. Tonight, however, something had clearly changed. Several wealthy heiresses began to look nervous. But Adrian's gaze did not fall on them. His eyes, cold as steel, landed on our family's table. Leo Sterling sat with his parents, the Secretary of Defense. He felt a strange chill as Adrian's lips curved into a smile. The director's gaze was unsettling and intense. Leo was a man, not some prize to be claimed. Thankfully, Adrian's focus shifted slightly. His eyes locked onto his mother's personal assistant, Lily. Adrian's voice was a low, dangerous murmur. He commented on the young woman's exceptional beauty. He then asked if the Sterling family would be willing to part with her. A collective sigh of relief filled the ballroom. Only Secretary Sterling's face turned dark with rage. His hands were balled into tight fists under the table. He was a powerful man, but Adrian was untouchable. He had to swallow his pride and his fury. Lily stood beside her employer, trembling with fear. Tears streamed down her pale, frightened face. Leo's mother held her hand, offering silent comfort. Lily had been with their family for over a decade. She was treated more like a daughter than an employee. Now they were being forced to give her away. Leo could not tolerate the injustice. He shot to his feet, his chair scraping loudly. He was known for his reckless and defiant attitude. Leo fixed his stare directly on Adrian Vance. He declared that Lily was like his own sister. She was already engaged to be married. He asked the director to choose someone else. Adrian let out a soft, chilling laugh. He wondered aloud who else could possibly be chosen. His eyes raked over Leo with an appraising look. He noted that Leo's own beauty was widely known. Many women in the city envied his perfect features. Adrian proposed a different kind of trade. He suggested Leo could take the young woman's place. The director's inner circle of agents began to laugh. Leo's face burned with humiliation and rage. This man was a depraved and shameless monster. The matriarch intervened with a placating smile. She stated that it was a great honor for the girl. Adrian would surely treat Lily very well. She declared the matter settled by her authority. Back at the Sterling estate, Leo paced his room. He could not forget the sorrow on his parents' faces. A plan began to form in his determined mind. He would not let a monster terrorize his family. He would infiltrate Adrian's compound and rescue Lily. His bodyguard, Marcus, tried to reason with him. He warned that the director's estate was a fortress. Adrian himself was rumored to have unmatched combat skills. Leo scoffed at the very idea. He told Marcus not to underestimate him. Adrian was just a politician in a tailored suit. Leo was sure he could handle the man easily. He trained in martial arts every single day. Marcus tried to explain his sparring partners always went easy on him. But Leo was not listening. He changed into dark clothing and a black face mask. He slipped silently into the cold night. He easily scaled the wall of the Vance compound. He moved cautiously, searching for any sign of Lily. He passed several courtyards but found nothing. Marcus's seemed to be exaggerated. The massive estate had surprisingly few guards. The place was an architectural masterpiece. Modern sculptures and water features were everywhere. It was more luxurious than the president's own residence. The money was surely from illicit government funds. Leo was lost when he heard the sound of water. Steam billowed from a large indoor pool house. Through the glass, he could see a man swimming. It was that devil Adrian Vance. Leo turned to leave, but then the man stood up. His body was lean, muscular, and perfectly formed. There were no signs of any debilitating war injury. This man was not impotent. He was whole. Leo's eyes widened in complete shock. He had stumbled upon a world-altering secret. If Adrian found him, he would surely be killed. He scrambled to escape, but turned too quickly. He collided hard with a solid chest. The man from the pool now stood before him. Water dripped from his dark, unbound hair. A faint, dangerous smile played on his lips. His eyes, however, were as cold as distant stars. He asked the young mister, Sterling, where he was going. Leo tried to run but was caught in an iron grip. He threw a punch, but his fist never connected. A powerful force lifted him off his feet. He landed with a huge splash in the warm pool. Leo sputtered, trying to find his footing. He demanded that Adrian let him go immediately. Before he could finish his threat, Adrian moved. He grabbed Leo's hand and forced it downward. He pressed Leo's palm against his hard arousal. Leo cried out in shock and revulsion. Adrian's laugh was wicked and triumphant. He covered Leo's mouth with his own. Leo struggled, but a sharp blow hit his neck. The world around him faded into blackness. He awoke in his own bed at the Sterling estate. He wondered how he had returned from Adrian's compound. The memories of the previous night came rushing back. He frantically checked his body under the covers. Thankfully, Adrian had done nothing more to him, but the humiliation was a deep, burning wound. He swore he would make that monster pay. Marcus entered the room with a glass of water. He begged Leo not to be so reckless again. His parents had been worried sick all night. Adrian's security team brought him home at dawn. They claimed he had tried to visit as a guest. He had foolishly climbed the wall and fallen. A night patrol had found him unconscious. Marcus's eyes were red as he recounted the story. Leo clenched the bedsheets until his knuckles were white. Adrian had fabricated a story to mock him. He remembered the most important thing. He asked Marcus what happened to Lily. Marcus's expression grew somber. Adrian's people returned her contract this morning. The director had suddenly changed his mind. Leo sat up straight in his bed. He asked if it was really true. Marcus confirmed it. Lily was currently with his mother, crying. She said Adrian had not laid a single finger on her. He only asked her some questions about Leo. Then he had her locked in a guest room. Leo's heart skipped a beat. He wondered why Adrian would be asking about him. Suddenly, his bedroom door swung open. His father walked in with a grim expression. His mother followed, her face stained with tears. His father called him a reckless fool. He demanded to know if Leo understood his crime. Trespassing on Adrian Vance's property was a death sentence. They were lucky the director was being merciful. Leo stubbornly argued back. He could not just watch Lily be taken by that fiend. His father quickly covered his mouth. He warned Leo that such words could get them all killed. His mother pleaded with her husband. She reminded him that Leo had acted with good intentions. His father sighed and released his grip. He told Leo not to leave the house for a while. The Vance office had sent an official message. The director would be visiting in 3 days. Leo jumped out of his bed in shock. He asked why Adrian would be coming here. His father shook his head wearily. The message said he was coming to apologize. He wanted to make amends for the poor hospitality. A shiver of dread ran down Leo's spine. He wondered what game Adrian was playing now. 3 days later, Adrian arrived as scheduled. Leo was forced into a suit to greet the guest. A sleek black car pulled up to the main entrance. 8 elite agents stood guard on either side. Adrian stepped out wearing a tailored white suit. A jade pin, a gift from the late president, was on his lapel. The sunlight made his handsome face even more striking. He looked nothing like a shadowy intelligence chief. He greeted Secretary Sterling with a nod, but his sharp gaze was fixed solely on Leo. Leo offered a brief, reluctant greeting. His father quickly ushered their guest inside. After some polite conversation, Adrian spoke. He expressed a desire to speak with Leo alone. He claimed they had gotten off to a bad start. Secretary Sterling did not dare to refuse. Soon, only the two of them remained in the room. Adrian put down his teacup. He suddenly reached out and touched Leo's throat. Leo flinched back, but Adrian grabbed his wrist. The director asked if he had gotten a good look that night. His voice was a low, amused whisper. His thumb stroked the frantic pulse in Leo's wrist. Leo glared at him with pure hatred. He told Adrian to have some self-respect. Adrian leaned in closer. His warm breath brushed against Leo's ear. He wondered where Leo's self-respect was that night, when he was spying on a man in his private pool. Leo's face flushed with anger and embarrassment. He accused Adrian of deceiving the entire country. He was not impotent at all. That was a treasonous lie against the government. Adrian's expression hardened. His grip tightened painfully on Leo's wrist. He asked what Leo planned to do about it, if he was going to report him to the authorities. Leo winced in pain but refused to show weakness. He demanded that Adrian release him. Instead, Adrian pulled him even closer. He revealed why he had let the assistant go. His other hand gently caressed Leo's face. The director had discovered someone far more interesting. Leo froze, his body rigid with understanding. He finally realized what Adrian truly wanted. This monster was a complete psychopath. Leo told him to dream on. He snapped his knee up towards Adrian's groin. Adrian sidestepped the attack with ease. He used Leo's momentum to push him backward. They crashed onto a nearby coffee table. Porcelain cups and saucers shattered on the floor. Adrian commented on Leo's fiery spirit. He pinned both of Leo's wrists with one hand. With his other, he began to unbuckle his own belt. He proposed a little wager between them. If Leo could escape his hold, he would forget everything. But if he could not, then things would change. Leo cursed and struggled against him. But he could not break the man's powerful grip. His father's worried voice came from outside. He asked if everything was all right inside. Adrian called out in a calm voice. He explained that Leo had just spilled some tea. Then he whispered in Leo's ear. He asked what his father would think if he walked in and saw his son pinned by Adrian Vance. Leo bit his lip and closed his eyes in defeat. He stopped fighting, his body going still. Adrian smiled, satisfied with his victory. His fingers slipped inside the collar of Leo's shirt. Just as Leo's heart began to pound with dread, he stopped. Adrian released him with a light, mocking laugh. Leo opened his eyes in confusion. Adrian was standing over him, arms crossed. His expression was one of pure amusement. He asked if Leo was actually looking forward to it. Leo's face turned crimson with rage. He scrambled up and swung a fist at him. He called Adrian a despicable bastard. Adrian caught his fist effortlessly. He held it gently, examining his knuckles. The smile on his face grew wider. His tone became surprisingly soft. He said he was done teasing for now. He had come to show Leo something important. Leo looked at him with deep suspicion. He demanded to know what Adrian was plotting. Adrian spoke in a casual, unhurried tone. He had heard about Leo's engagement. The wedding was in just 2 months. Leo's brow furrowed in confusion. He stated that his engagement was not Adrian's business. Adrian agreed that it was not his concern. However, he said, Leo's fiancée was another matter. He stopped talking, leaving the sentence unfinished. Leo's heart clenched at the mention of Isabella. He warned Adrian not to have any ideas about her. He swore he would fight him to the death if Adrian dared to lay a hand on her. Adrian's face showed a flicker of disgust. He said he found that type of woman repulsive. Leo did not understand what he meant. He demanded that Adrian explain himself clearly. But Adrian ignored him and walked to the door. Before leaving, he turned for a final look. He said he would send a car for Leo tomorrow. It was time for him to see a show. The next afternoon, the car arrived as promised. Leo stood at his window watching the black sedan. His hands were clenched into tight fists. Marcus stood by, looking deeply concerned. He asked if Leo was really going to go. He insisted that Adrian was not to be trusted. Leo adjusted the collar of his shirt. He replied that he had to go. He needed to see what game Adrian was playing. As he walked out, his palms were slick with sweat. Adrian's cryptic words about Isabella worried him. Their engagement had been arranged by their families, but he still had a duty to protect her honor. The car's interior smelled of leather and sandalwood. The seats were covered in soft, expensive fur. Leo sat perfectly still, his heart racing. The car finally came to a stop. An aide informed him that they had arrived. Leo took a deep breath and opened the door. The sight before him was unexpected. This was not Adrian's estate. It was a secluded private villa on the city's edge. The aide told him the director was waiting inside. The garden was beautifully manicured. A winding path led to a modern guest house. The aide stopped and knocked softly on the door. He announced that Leo Sterling had arrived. Adrian's voice came from within, deep and husky. He told him to come inside. The room was dimly lit by a few shaded lamps. Adrian was reclining on a sofa near the window. He was swirling a glass of amber liquid. He motioned for Leo to sit down. Leo remained standing near the door on guard. He asked about the show he was promised. Adrian laughed softly and stood up. He walked towards Leo, who instinctively backed away. His back hit the solid wood of the door. Adrian braced a hand on the door beside his head. He leaned in close, his voice a low whisper. He asked why Leo was so afraid of him. The scent of sandalwood and expensive whiskey filled the air. Leo turned his face away from him. He denied being afraid of anything. Adrian suddenly pulled back. He produced a set of clothes from a nearby chair. It was a woman's dress and a wig. He told Leo to put them on. Leo's face flushed a deep shade of red. He demanded to know what this was about. Adrian took a slow sip of his drink. He explained that Isabella Croft was in the next villa. She was currently meeting her secret lover. He told Leo to see for himself if he did not believe it. Leo's mind went completely blank. He insisted that it was impossible. Isabella was a sweet and virtuous woman. Adrian sneered at the word virtuous. He informed Leo that she had been seeing another man for months. He called Leo a blind and clueless fiancé. Leo's head was spinning. He snatched the dress from Adrian's hand. He declared he would see with his own eyes. If Adrian was lying, he would face the consequences. Adrian gestured towards a large dressing screen. He told Leo to call him when he was ready. A few minutes later, Leo emerged. He awkwardly tugged at the hem of the silk dress. Adrian turned around to look at him. A flicker of genuine surprise crossed his stern features. He cleared his throat and told Leo to turn around. Leo asked him what he was doing now. Adrian explained that his hairpins were crooked. He gently held Leo's shoulders. His long fingers adjusted the pins in the wig. In the mirror, Leo was almost unrecognizable. With delicate makeup, he looked like a beautiful woman. Adrian's hands moved with surprising gentleness. He stepped back when he was finished. He then pulled a silk veil from his pocket. He told Leo to cover his face. Leo asked why it was necessary. Adrian explained that Isabella knew his face. He then quickly turned his head away. He added that Leo looked too conspicuous like this. Leo took the veil, confused by Adrian's behavior. He did not see the faint blush on Adrian's ears. They left through a back gate. They crossed a small alley to another property. Adrian placed a hand on Leo's waist. He vaulted them both over the high garden wall. He put a finger to his lips, signaling for silence. He pointed towards a gazebo in the garden. A man and a woman were embracing inside. The woman's profile was delicate and familiar. It was his fiancée, Isabella Croft. The man holding her was her own cousin. His name was Alan, the son of a rival politician. Alan's voice drifted on the evening breeze. He asked Isabella if she really had to marry that fool. Isabella scoffed at the question. She explained it was just a political maneuver. It was an order from the matriarch and her father. She would never truly marry that spoiled brat. Alan seemed jealous of Leo's good looks. Isabella laughed dismissively. She called Leo a useless pretty boy. She said he was nothing compared to Alan. She then revealed her final plan. On their wedding night, she would poison his wine. The useless idiot would surely die. Then the two of them kissed passionately. Their words were vulgar and full of lust. Leo trembled with a silent, consuming rage. His nails dug deeply into his own palms. Adrian gently took his hand. He carefully pried his clenched fingers open. He asked if Leo had seen enough. Leo bit his lip hard and nodded. Back at the villa, Leo ripped off the wig. He threw the disguise onto the floor. He swore to expose the two of them. He would go to his father and cancel the engagement. Adrian stopped him, telling him not to be rash. Leo glared at him with red-rimmed eyes. He demanded to know why Adrian was enjoying this. Adrian's expression turned serious. He asked if the matriarch had arranged the marriage. Leo stiffly nodded his head. The order had come down 3 months ago. The matriarch was a distant relative of Isabella's family. His parents had found it sudden but did not dare refuse. Adrian's voice was as cold as ice. He explained that Isabella and Alan had been lovers for years. The matriarch's plan was to place a spy in the Sterling family. Leo's father controlled the city's defense forces. Controlling his family meant controlling half the city's military. Leo finally understood the complex political game. The matriarch secretly built her own power base. She pretended to cooperate with Adrian. If Alan controlled the Sterlings through Isabella, it would be a threat. Adrian leaned in very close to Leo. He asked if he now understood his special interest. His warm breath was a soft caress on Leo's skin. It sent a shiver down his spine. Leo's heart suddenly began to beat wildly. He stumbled backward, flustered and confused. He accused Adrian of wanting to use him too. Adrian laughed with genuine disdain. He stated that if he wanted power, he would just take it. He had no need for such convoluted schemes. The only thing he truly wanted was Leo himself. Leo stared at him, his eyes wide with shock. His entire body felt as if it had been struck by lightning. Before he could process the words, a sound came from outside. A sharp whistle cut through the air. Adrian shouted for Leo to get down. He tackled Leo to the floor just in time. An arrow embedded itself in the wall where he had stood. The arrow's shaft was still vibrating. Adrian identified them as assassins. He quickly stood up, pulling Leo behind him. He told him to stay close and not look back. Arrows rained down into the room. Adrian kicked over a heavy table for cover. He drew a thin, flexible blade from a hidden sheath. He pulled Leo towards a side door. The blade was a blur of silver light. It deflected every projectile that came near them. Leo realized the intelligence chief's combat skills were real. As they burst outside, a dozen masked figures surrounded them. Adrian shielded Leo with his own body. He sneered at the darkness. He commented that the matriarch was impatient. The assassins did not speak, they just attacked. Adrian fought 10 men at once. His movements were a deadly, elegant dance. Leo found a short blade on the ground. He stood back to back with Adrian, defending their rear. Adrian seemed surprised that Leo could fight. He even had time to make a sarcastic remark. Leo told him to shut up and focus. He parried a clumsy attack from the left. During the fight, an assassin's blade sliced Adrian's sleeve. Blood began to drip from his arm. Leo's heart tightened, but Adrian seemed unfazed. He spun and drove his blade through the attacker's throat. Leo cried out that Adrian was injured. Adrian dismissed it as a minor scratch. He kicked another enemy away from them. He said someone was determined to see him dead tonight. More assassins appeared from the shadows. They were forced back into a corner of the courtyard. Adrian suddenly pulled a small vial from his coat. He smashed it on the ground at their feet. A thick, acrid smoke instantly filled the air. He told Leo to hold his breath. He wrapped an arm around Leo's waist. They leaped onto the roof of the villa. Coughing and sputtering sounds came from below. They ran across several rooftops, escaping their pursuers. In a dark alley, Adrian's steps faltered. Leo quickly grabbed him to keep him from falling. In the moonlight, his face was deathly pale. He looked like he could collapse at any moment. Leo then saw the broken arrow shaft in his back. Adrian forced a weak smile. He mumbled that the arrow was poisoned. Before he could say more, he fell unconscious into Leo's arms. Leo called his name, his voice trembling. He checked for a pulse, relieved to find one. The compound was too far to return to. Walking through the streets would attract more killers. He made a decision. He draped Adrian's arm over his shoulder. He half-carried, half-dragged him towards a clinic he knew. The old doctor was terrified by their appearance. Leo showed his family's credentials and a thick wad of cash. The doctor reluctantly let them inside. He examined the wound and his face paled. He identified the poison as a rare foreign toxin. He could only slow its effects, not cure it. The doctor explained what was needed for an antidote. A rare herb called the snow lotus was the only cure. Leo suddenly remembered a gift. The late president had given his father such an herb. It was stored safely in their family vault. He told the doctor to stabilize Adrian. He would go and retrieve the medicine. As he turned to leave, a weak hand grabbed his wrist. Adrian was awake, his voice barely a whisper. He told Leo not to return to his family's estate. It was too dangerous. Leo argued, but Adrian insisted. He struggled to remove a small token from his belt. He told Leo to go to his compound and find a woman named Azure. She would know exactly what to do. Then he slipped back into unconsciousness. Leo clutched the token, his heart pounding. The doctor helped him find a small cart. He covered Adrian with straw and wheeled him to the back gate. The guards saw the token and immediately let them in. A woman in a blue dress rushed out. She saw Adrian's condition and her face went white. She ordered people to prepare the antidote and medical supplies. They carefully carried Adrian into his private quarters. Leo tried to follow, but Azure stopped him. She asked him to wait outside. He sat in the antechamber, listening to the muffled sounds. Every second felt like an eternity. Finally, Azure emerged from the room. She informed him that the poison was neutralized, but the director had lost too much blood. He needed to rest and recover. Leo asked if he could see him. Azure hesitated, then stepped aside. She warned him not to be alarmed by what he saw. The room smelled strongly of medicine. Adrian lay face down on the bed. His bare back was covered in thick bandages. His dark hair was spread across the pillow. It made his pale skin look almost translucent. Leo walked quietly to the bedside. He saw that Adrian's brow was furrowed in pain, even in sleep. Leo whispered that he was a fool. He could have escaped on his own. A hoarse voice suddenly answered him, because he did not want to leave Leo behind. Leo jumped, startled. Adrian had opened his eyes. A faint, teasing smile was on his lips. Leo stammered, unsure of what to say. He asked if Adrian wanted some water. Adrian weakly beckoned him closer. As Leo leaned down, Adrian raised a hand. He gently touched Leo's cheek. He asked why he was crying. Leo realized his face was wet with tears. He roughly wiped them away with his sleeve. He claimed it was just dust in his eyes. Adrian's smile widened, which made him wince in pain. He thanked Leo for saving his life. Leo looked away, his face feeling warm. He said they were even now. Adrian then asked about their other accounts. Leo remembered his earlier advances and his ears burned. He said that was a separate matter. He told Adrian to focus on getting better. He would visit him again another day. As he started to leave, Adrian grabbed his hand. He told him to wait. His expression suddenly became serious. He warned Leo not to tell anyone about tonight, not even his parents. The matriarch's attack meant she was desperate. Leo nodded his understanding. He asked what they should do about Isabella. Adrian's eyes glinted with cold fury. He said to leave her for now. He would deal with them all once he recovered. Leo looked at his tired but determined face. He realized this powerful man was not the monster he seemed. He gathered his courage and asked a question. Why did he pretend to be impotent? Adrian was silent for a long time. Finally, he answered in a quiet, flat voice. He did it simply to stay alive. Before Leo could ask more, Azure knocked. She announced it was time to change the bandages. Leo excused himself. As he reached the door, Adrian called his name. Leo Sterling. He paused. Will you come back tomorrow? The moonlight shone through the window. It cast strange shadows across Adrian's face. In that moment, he looked almost vulnerable. Leo heard himself say yes. The next morning, Leo arrived with special broth. Azure seemed relieved to see him. She said the director had a fever all night. It had only just broken. He walked into the bedroom. Adrian was propped up in bed, reviewing documents. He did not look up from his work. He told the aide he did not need more medicine. Leo quietly said that it was him. Adrian looked up, and a rare smile touched his lips. Azure brought in the medicine and then left. She softly closed the door behind her. The room was filled with the scent of herbs and sandalwood. Adrian suddenly asked if Leo was done staring. His voice was laced with amusement. Leo realized he had been gazing at Adrian's bare chest. He He quickly looked away, flustered. He pointed to the stack of official papers. He asked if Adrian was trying to reopen his wound. Adrian laughed softly. He reached for a file but winced from the pain. His brow furrowed slightly. Leo quickly grabbed the file before he could. He asked which one Adrian needed. He would read it to him. Adrian looked at him with surprise. Then his expression softened. He wondered when the sterling air had become so thoughtful. Leo threatened to leave. Adrian caught his wrist. He pointed to the third file from the top. It was a report on flooding in the southern states. Leo opened the folder, trying to ignore the warmth from his touch. He began to read in a clear, steady voice. The only sounds were his voice and the scratching of Adrian's pen. Leo's gaze drifted to Adrian's profile. Sunlight filtered through the blinds. It highlighted the strong line of his jaw. This man was so different from his public persona. Adrian suddenly said his full name. "Leo Sterling, you are reading the lines out of order." Leo snapped back to attention. He had mistakenly read the budget numbers as casualty figures. His ears burned with embarrassment. Adrian suggested he take a break if he was tired. He reached for the file. His fingers brushed against Leo's hand. A jolt of electricity shot up Leo's arm. Leo stubbornly held onto the file. He insisted he was not tired. Adrian stared at him for a long moment. Then he smiled. He suggested another way for Leo to help. He pointed to a bowl of medicine on the nightstand. He said it was getting cold. Leo sighed and picked up the bowl. He scooped up a spoonful and held it to Adrian's lips. Adrian did not open his mouth. He just watched Leo with an amused expression. Leo asked what was wrong now. Adrian stated that it was too bitter. He said it with the confidence of a spoiled child. Leo was so annoyed he almost dropped the bowl. He asked if Adrian was 3 years old. Adrian suggested that Leo should taste it himself. He suddenly grabbed Leo's wrist. He turned the spoon towards Leo's own mouth. Leo tried to pull back, but Adrian's other hand held his neck. He could not move. Their eyes met. In the light, Adrian's irises were a warm amber color. They perfectly reflected Leo's own flustered face. Leo's heart hammered against his ribs. On a strange impulse, he opened his mouth. The bitter medicine exploded on his tongue. His entire face wrinkled in disgust. Adrian burst out laughing. He took the bowl and drank the rest in one gulp. He called it sharing the bitterness. Watching the movement of his throat, Leo's face grew hotter. He remembered the scene at the pool. To hide his embarrassment, he grabbed a piece of candy. He shoved it into Adrian's mouth. His fingertips brushed against Adrian's soft lips. He snatched his hand back as if burned. Adrian's eyes narrowed playfully. His tongue slowly licked the candy. His gaze was fixed on Leo. He asked why Leo had risked his life for him yesterday. Leo was speechless. Adrian's breath was warm against his ear. He wondered if Leo had feelings for him. His handsome face moved closer and closer. Leo felt a strange sense of anticipation. He nervously closed his eyes. Just as he expected a kiss, he heard a teasing voice. It seemed his little prince was quite eager. Leo's eyes flew open. He realized he had been played again. He angrily grabbed a pillow and threw it at Adrian. As it fell, he saw a jade pendant underneath. It was carved in the shape of a magnolia blossom. The design was incredibly familiar. He felt as if he had drawn it himself. He asked Adrian about the pendant. He suddenly understood. Adrian nodded. 7 years ago at the Winter Festival, Leo had given it to him. It was on a lantern he had painted. Leo stared at him in disbelief. "So it was you." Adrian smiled gently. He was glad the little prince finally remembered. That year, Leo had snuck out to the festival. He was cornered by a group of thugs. A slightly older boy in simple clothes had saved him. Before leaving, Leo gave him his hand-painted lantern. He promised they would meet again someday, but he never saw the boy again. Leo demanded to know why Adrian had hidden his identity, why he never came to find him. Adrian's expression became dark and distant. He explained the old president's paranoia in his final years. His own mentor was the last person who knew a state secret. His mentor was silenced permanently. He had Adrian fake his injury to survive. He arranged for him to enter the intelligence agency. That was how Adrian had survived and gained power. So that night he discovered the secret. Adrian leaned in, his grip tightening on Leo's hand. He asked if Leo thought he could just run away. Their fingers intertwined. Leo's heart was beating like a drum. He remembered their heated kiss. He asked what Adrian wanted from him. Adrian whispered 3 words in his ear. "I want you." Looking into his intense, hopeful eyes, Leo nodded. Okay. After that day, Leo found himself at the compound daily. Marcus watched him go with a worried expression. The heir to the sterling fortune visiting the intelligence chief. It was a scandal waiting to happen. But Leo could not stay away. Adrian recovered with remarkable speed. One afternoon, Leo found him playing a guitar in the garden. He wore a simple white shirt, looking serene. His long fingers moved skillfully over the strings. He was playing Leo's favorite classical piece. He greeted Leo without looking up. He told him to have a seat. Leo watched him captivated. The sunlight filtered through the leaves above, created a perfect picture of peace. This was the true face of Adrian Vance. When the music ended, Adrian looked up. He asked if Leo enjoyed it. Leo pretended to be unimpressed. He said it was only average. Adrian laughed, knowing Leo was lying. He invited Leo to play for him instead. Leo was about to refuse when Adrian pulled him over. He sat Leo down in front of the instrument. He stood behind him, his chest pressed against Leo's back. He whispered that he would teach him. Leo's ears grew hot. He tried to squirm away from the intimate contact. Adrian held him firmly. His hands covered Leo's, guiding his fingers on the strings. It was supposed to be a music lesson, but Leo's heart was pounding too loudly to learn. Adrian told him to concentrate. He lightly bit Leo's earlobe. He warned that distractions would be punished. Leo turned his head to glare at him. His lips were suddenly inches from Adrian's. Time seemed to stand still. Adrian's eyes were like pools of starlight. Leo held his breath as the gap between them closed. Azure's voice suddenly came from the doorway. She announced that the matriarch's office was on the line. They wanted to know if he would attend her birthday gala. Adrian's face instantly turned to ice. He told Azure to inform them he was still recovering. He would be unable to attend. After she left, Leo frowned. He told Adrian he could not just skip the event. It was the matriarch's birthday. Adrian squeezed his fingers gently. He said neither of them should go. She had been planning something for a long time. Tomorrow's gala was certainly a trap. Leo understood his concern. Adrian's injuries were not fully healed, but Leo's father held a cabinet position. Their family's attendance was mandatory. Leo said he could be Adrian's eyes and ears. Adrian studied his face for a long moment. He finally sighed in resignation. He made Leo promise him 3 things. First, never leave his security details site. Second, do not eat or drink anything served there. Third, if he was in danger, he must break this. He took a jade pendant from his pocket. He placed the chain around Leo's neck. It was carved into the shape of a crane. He explained it was a signal device. If the chain was broken, his agents would extract him immediately. A warmth spread through Leo's chest. He touched the cool jade at his throat. He mumbled that he did not need Adrian's things. The next night, the presidential mansion was brightly lit. Leo accompanied his parents to the gala. His mind was elsewhere. His fingers constantly fiddled with the pendant. His mother asked why he seemed so distracted. He assured her he was fine. Once seated, he scanned the room. He saw Isabella across the hall. She looked elegant and poised, laughing with her friends. A familiar voice spoke his name. He turned to see Alan standing behind him. He wore an expensive suit and a fake smile. He said he had heard much about Leo. Leo gave him a cold nod. He fought the urge to punch the man in the face. Alan mentioned the upcoming wedding with false regret. He said he would be too busy to attend. Leo just smiled coldly. He told Alan to enjoy the party. He turned his back on him. The gala began with the matriarch on a raised platform. The young president sat beside her, looking bored. Leo noticed that Adrian's usual seat was empty. The atmosphere was less tense without him. After an hour, Isabella quietly left her table. Leo excused himself and followed her. She navigated the corridors to a secluded garden. A figure was already waiting in a gazebo. It was the matriarch. Leo hid behind a large statue, listening intently. The matriarch's voice was cold. She asked if the arrangements were complete. Isabella confirmed that everything was ready. The poison would be in the wedding champagne. Once Leo was dead, she could take over the household. The matriarch nodded with satisfaction. She reminded Isabella that Leo's parents must also die. She wanted the family's military influence, not just their name. Leo's blood ran cold. They planned to murder his entire family. Isabella hesitated for a moment. She mentioned that Adrian seemed protective of Leo. She worried about his potential interference. The matriarch laughed, a chilling sound. She said that man would not be alive to interfere. Leo's heart stopped. They were going to kill Adrian tonight. In his shock, his foot snapped a dry twig. The sound was loud in the quiet garden. The matriarch shouted, asking who was there. Leo turned and ran. He heard Isabella scream his name. She ordered the guards to stop him. Several men in black suits emerged from the shadows. Leo sprinted back towards the ballroom. He ripped the pendant from his neck, breaking the chain. Just as a guard was about to grab him, a figure dropped from above. A flash of steel and the guards fell. Leo cried out Adrian's name in relief. He was dressed in black, his face grim. He scolded Leo for not staying put. Leo explained that he heard them plotting his murder. Before he could finish, bright lights flooded the garden. They were surrounded by security forces. The matriarch appeared, supported by Isabella. She demanded to know why Director Vance was there. She thought he was too ill to attend her party. Adrian shielded Leo with his body. He claimed he was investigating a threat against the president. The matriarch sneered at his excuse. Isabella pointed a trembling finger at Leo. She shrieked that Leo had overheard their plan. The matriarch angrily told her to be quiet. She then turned back to Adrian and Leo. She said since they knew, she had no choice. She ordered the guards to kill them both. More guards poured into the garden. Adrian gripped Leo's hand tightly. At that tense moment, a sharp voice cut through the air. An official decree from the president. A young aide ran towards them holding a tablet. He read the executive order aloud. The president had appointed Adrian Vance to oversee the gala. A dead silence fell over the garden. The matriarch's face was a mask of fury, but she could not defy a direct presidential order. Adrian used the opportunity to leave with Leo. Outside the garden, Leo's legs gave out. Adrian caught him, his voice surprisingly gentle. He asked if he was scared now. Leo grabbed his coat, his voice trembling. He told him they were planning to kill him tonight. Adrian simply said that he knew. He stroked Leo's back reassuringly. He had already prepared for it. Suddenly, a commotion started in the distance. The sky in the northwest corner of the estate lit up. A fire had started in the west wing. People were shouting and running in panic. Adrian's lips curved into a faint smile. It was just a simple diversion. He pulled Leo towards the main gate. This was their best chance to leave unnoticed. Back at the compound, Leo was still shaken. He told Adrian everything he had heard. They planned to poison his whole family at the wedding. Adrian listened, his expression thoughtful. He suddenly said this was a good opportunity. An opportunity to turn their own plan against them. His eyes glittered with a cold, dangerous light. He said if the matriarch wanted to play, they would play. Leo asked what he was going to do. Just then, Azure burst into the room. She looked panicked. She reported that Isabella was leading a military police unit. They were headed for the Sterling estate to arrest Leo. Adrian asked what the official charge was. Azure hesitated, looking at Leo. Treason and consorting with a foreign agent. Leo was stunned into silence. Adrian, however, remained completely calm. He mused that she was choosing her moment well. Leo was frantic. He worried about his parents. Adrian told him not to panic. He retrieved a set of dark tactical gear. He told Leo to change into it. He would send him back to the estate through a secret tunnel. Leo asked what Adrian would do. Adrian smiled coldly. He was going to pay Miss Croft a little visit. Leo grabbed his arm. He argued that if she was accusing them, she must know his secret. What if she publicly revealed that he was not impotent? Adrian gently touched Leo's face. He assured him that she would not dare. He had his own ways of handling things. He personally escorted Leo to the tunnel entrance. Before Leo left, Adrian pulled him into a hug. He placed a soft kiss on his forehead. "Wait for me." Leo returned to his home in secret. He had just changed back into normal clothes. He heard shouting from the front yard. Isabella was demanding that he show himself. He composed himself and walked out. The yard was floodlit and filled with soldiers. Isabella stood there, looking triumphant. His father stood on the steps, his face like stone. His mother looked terrified. Isabella pointed at Leo. She accused him of treason against the state. She claimed he and Adrian were foreign spies. Leo's father roared at her to be silent. He warned her about slandering a high official. Isabella just laughed. She produced a folder of printed emails. She claimed they were love letters between Adrian and Leo. The contents were treasonous and obscene. Leo's heart pounded. They were obviously forged. Isabella handed the folder to the commander. The man's face twisted in disgust as he read them. Isabella then raised her voice for all to hear. She announced that Adrian Vance was a fraud. He was not impotent and had plotted against the state. The entire yard erupted in shocked murmurs. His father's face went pale. Isabella said it was easy enough to prove. The matriarch had already sent a team to Adrian's compound. They would perform a public physical examination. Leo felt his world collapsing. They were going to publicly humiliate Adrian. Just then, the sound of tires screeched outside. A cold voice cut through the noise. "I am here. There is no need to search my home." The crowd parted. Adrian walked through, dressed in his official uniform. He looked regal and completely untouchable. Isabella took an involuntary step back, but she quickly regained her composure. She accused Adrian of deceiving the nation. Adrian ignored her completely. He walked directly to the military police commander. He asked if the commander had a presidential warrant. The commander stammered that he had the matriarch's verbal order. Adrian stated that was not a legal order. Mobilizing military police without a warrant was an act of rebellion. 10 of his own elite agents appeared from the shadows. They surrounded the soldiers in the yard. Isabella's face turned white. She sputtered that the matriarch would not stand for this. Adrian said he would explain things to her himself. He gave a signal to his agents. He ordered them to arrest everyone for treason. As the situation turned, Isabella screamed, "I have proof Adrian is not impotent." She pulled a document from her coat. She claimed it was a record from the military hospital. There was no mention of Adrian's supposed injury. He was a complete fraud. A tense silence fell over the yard once more. All eyes were on Adrian. Leo watched him, his heart in his throat. This was a crime that could destroy entire families. But Adrian suddenly began to laugh. He said that Miss Croft was absolutely correct. He slowly unfastened his uniform jacket. He admitted that he was never injured in that way. The uniform jacket fell to the ground. He revealed his toned, scarred torso. He continued speaking to the shocked crowd. The late president had given him a special exemption. He was to maintain his physical wholeness for a secret mission. Isabella shrieked that he was lying. What kind of mission required that? A mission of succession, Adrian said calmly. The late president knew he was dying. He needed a healthy, loyal successor to protect the nation. This was known only to his closest staff, including the matriarch. He turned to the stunned commander. He told him to ask the president's personal physician. Adrian had personally overseen the president's final medical care. His story was flawless and impossible to disprove. The commander hesitated, unsure what to do. Isabella began to scream hysterically that he was lying. A sharp voice cut her off. Enough! Everyone turned to see the matriarch at the gate. Her face was a dark storm cloud. Isabella ran to her as if she were a savior. The matriarch slapped her hard across the face. She called her a disgraceful fool. The sudden turn of events stunned everyone. The matriarch forced a smile for Adrian. She called the whole thing a misunderstanding. She claimed she was deceived by Isabella. Adrian bowed slightly. He thanked the matriarch for her clear judgment. She waved a tired hand. She ordered everyone to disperse. She declared that tonight's events never happened. Anyone who spoke of it would be executed. The crowd quickly melted away. Leo let out a breath he did not know he was holding. He saw Adrian and the matriarch exchange a look. It was a look of cold, calculated understanding. When they were alone, Leo rushed to Adrian. He asked what had just happened. Why did she suddenly defend him? Adrian smiled faintly. He had agreed to give her partial control of his agency. Leo stared at him in shock. He called Adrian crazy. That agency was his life's work. Adrian gently touched his face. It was worth it. For you, it was worth it. Leo's heart ached. He was speechless. Adrian had sacrificed his power to protect Leo's family. Adrian told him not to look so sad. It was only a temporary arrangement. He leaned close, his breath warm on Leo's neck. Besides, he had the prince to protect him now. Leo blushed and pushed him away. Adrian laughed. Then his face went pale. He stumbled slightly. Azure appeared and rushed to his side. Leo then noticed the dark stain spreading on Adrian's back. The man had been bleeding this entire time. He had stood there, calm and powerful, while severely injured. They helped him into a private room. Adrian took off his shirt. A deep, fresh wound crossed his back. The bandages were completely soaked in blood. Azure explained that his old wound had not healed. He was ambushed by the matriarch's men again tonight. Then he had rushed to the estate to save Leo. The exertion had torn the wound wide open. Leo asked why Adrian had not told him. Adrian's voice was soft. He said it was a minor thing. He did not want Leo to worry. Leo took the medical supplies from Azure. He insisted on treating the wound himself. As he cleaned it, Adrian's muscles tensed. But he did not make a single sound. Leo's fingers brushed against other scars. Old wounds from battles Leo could not imagine. He quietly asked if it hurt. Adrian turned his head to look at him. He took Leo's hand. He asked if Leo knew why he made the deal tonight. Leo shook his head. Adrian's next words sent a shock through his body. The matriarch had evidence against his father. A fabricated letter detailing a plot against the government. It was planted in his father's private study. Leo's eyes widened in horror. Adrian said that of course it was a forgery. But the matriarch only needed an excuse. She could have his entire family executed. Leo finally understood the true weight of Adrian's sacrifice. He was using his own power as a shield. He was protecting Leo and his entire family. Leo asked why he would do such a thing. Adrian sent Azure out of the room. He then spoke in a low, serious voice. 7 years ago, a boy with a magnolia lantern said something. Leo's heart leaped. He remembered that night so clearly. The boy with the clear, determined eyes. His own foolish, childish promise. You saved me today. When I'm a general, I will protect you. Leo's voice trembled as he asked if Adrian remembered. Adrian turned his whole body to face him. He ignored the tearing pain in his back. He cradled Leo's face in his hands. He sealed his words with a deep, passionate kiss. Leo Sterling, I do not need your protection, but I will spend my life protecting you. Days later, the capital was in turmoil. A rebellion was rising in the Northern Territories. Adrian's power was weakened. The matriarch's forces grew stronger every day. In the command center, Adrian pointed to a map. He explained her real goal was a military coup. She wanted to install her own family as rulers. The young president was not the previous leader's son. He was the product of her affair with a guard. The intelligence agency had proof. She needed to eliminate Adrian before he could expose her. A soft sound came from the window. Adrian silenced Leo with a hand gesture. A throwing knife flew through the window. It embedded itself in a bookshelf. Adrian moved like lightning. He pulled Leo behind him and drew his blade. He deflected a second knife in midair. He told Leo to stay put and vaulted out the window. Leo grabbed a letter opener and followed him. In the courtyard, Adrian fought 3 assassins. His movements were fast and deadly, but his opponents were also highly skilled. Leo saw one moving to attack Adrian from behind. He shouted A and threw the letter opener. It struck the assassin in the arm. The distraction gave Adrian an opening. He spun and cut the throat of another attacker. The remaining 2 assassins fled. Adrian started to give chase but fell to one knee. His wound had opened again. Leo rushed to his side. Blood was soaking through his shirt. Azure and the guards arrived. Adrian was pale but still conscious. He grabbed Leo's wrist. He ordered his team to proceed with the plan. Leo asked what plan he was talking about, but Adrian lost consciousness in his arms. Adrian was unconscious for a full day. Leo never left his bedside. Azure brought him a small wooden box. Inside was the faded magnolia lantern, the one Leo had made 7 years ago. Azure said the director had always kept it with him. He even took it on his most dangerous missions. Leo's throat felt tight. He traced the faded poem he had written on it. Azure then revealed another secret. Adrian had been secretly watching over him for years. Every time Leo got into trouble, Adrian's agents saved him. A bar fight he barely remembered. a fall from a horse that should have been fatal. Every bit of his supposed good luck was Adrian. Leo asked why he never revealed himself. Azure explained his position was too dangerous. He did not want to put Leo in harm's way. Just then, Adrian began to stir. He woke up, disoriented. He grabbed Leo's hand, his eyes wide with fever. "I'm here," Leo said softly. Adrian's gaze cleared. He tried to sit up, asking for the time. Azure informed him it was late afternoon. He cursed, realizing the daily government briefing was over. Azure calmed him down. She said everything had gone according to his plan. The matriarch's allies had made their move. They accused Leo's father of treason with the fake letter. Leo's heart nearly stopped. Adrian calmly explained that he had switched the letters. The one read aloud was a real letter. It detailed the accuser's own dealings with the northern rebels. Leo stared in disbelief. Adrian had turned their trap back on them. Isabella's family was now imprisoned. The matriarch was temporarily powerless. But Leo realized this meant she knew Adrian was behind it. She would become even more desperate. Adrian's expression grew serious. He ordered Azure to prepare a car. He wanted Leo sent back to his estate for safety. Leo refused to leave. If she was coming for Adrian, he would stay and fight. Adrian said his name with cold authority. He told Leo this was not a game. Her next move would be a direct military assault. As he spoke, a distant alarm bell began to ring. It was the emergency signal from the Capitol building. An agent burst in, his face pale. The matriarch's forces found a mock presidential robe in Adrian's office. She was accusing him of planning to declare himself emperor. The young president had signed his execution order. The sentence was death by 1,000 cuts. Adrian's reaction was unervingly calm. He slowly rose and straightened his clothes. "So it begins." Leo grabbed his arm, frantic. Adrian simply asked if Leo planned to join a traitor. Leo shouted that he did not care. Adrian pulled him into a fierce embrace. He whispered in his ear, "Listen to me. This is all part of the plan. Azure will take you through the secret tunnel." Leo asked what would happen to him. Adrian promised he had a way out. He pulled back with a familiar, mocking smile. "Don't you trust me?" Before Leo could answer, they heard soldiers outside. The compound was surrounded. Adrian's face hardened. He ordered Azure to take Leo away. Leo clung to his sleeve, refusing to go. Adrian looked at him, his eyes full of emotion. He suddenly bent down and kissed him. It was a desperate, passionate kiss. He rested his forehead against Leo's. "Remember, whatever happens, do not do anything foolish." He pushed Leo away and walked to the door. He gave Leo one last, meaningful look. Then he was gone. Leo screamed his name. Azure held him back, begging him to listen. She told him going out now would ruin everything. The director had a plan. In 3 days, at the public execution, he would understand. She said Adrian had been planning this for 7 years. 3 days later, Leo stood in the crowd. He stared at the platform where Adrian was chained. His white shirt was stained with blood, but his back was still ramrod straight. The crowd jeered at the supposed traitor. Leo's hand rested on the hilt of a hidden knife. He did not understand the plan, but he would not let Adrian die. The executioner raised his blade. At that exact moment, a rider galloped into the square. He shouted that the northern rebels had broken through. They were marching on the Capitol. The crowd panicked. The rebel leader claimed to be the late president's lost son. Suddenly, Adrian moved. The chains binding him shattered. He leaped onto the executioner's platform. He grabbed the presiding official. He ordered the city gates to be locked. The official stammered, asking how he had broken free. Adrian sneered and produced a golden seal. He announced he was acting on the late president's final order, an order to investigate his murder. Leo watched, stunned. Azure appeared by his side. She handed him a set of military armor. The director said, "You promised to be his general. Today is the day." Leo finally understood. He led his family's private security force into the square. Adrian was fighting a desperate battle against the guards. Leo shouted his name. "Your general is here to protect you." Adrian turned, a brilliant smile on his face. They fought back to back against their enemies. This was his plan, to expose the matriarch in front of the whole world. Just then, the regular army arrived. Leo's father was at their head. He announced that the matriarch was guilty of regicide. He ordered all her forces to surrender. The battle was over. In the Great Hall, Adrian presented the evidence. The matriarch had poisoned her husband. She screamed that Adrian's own medicines had killed him. Adrian then revealed the final proof. The current president was not the true heir. The matriarch shrieked that Adrian was a fraud himself. Adrian then produced one final document, a secret order from the late president, authorizing his mission to uncover the truth and to take his place as regent. It had all been planned from the very beginning. 3 months later, the rebellion was crushed. Adrian was the regent, the ruler of the nation. Leo was his top general and second in command. After a state meeting, Adrian took him to the garden. He knelt on one knee. He took out a simple jade ring. "Will you?" "Yes," Leo said before he could finish. Adrian laughed. "I will," Leo said, blushing. "I am yours now and forever." He pulled him into his arms. He whispered in his ear, "Then tonight, my general, will you be mine?" Leo playfully hit his chest. Adrian swept him up in his arms. He carried him towards their private chambers. The city knew Adrian Vance was the power behind the throne. They knew Leo Sterling was his sword, but only they knew that every night, the powerful regent would kneel. He would gently put on Leo's shoes and ask if his prince would be his just for tonight.